Right, so last night Liverpool beat Everton 2-0 at Anfield, and I'm going to say it, guys, for me, this is not the turning point just yet. It's really good that we won last night. I think it was a really good performance. I've not seen us do any counter-attacking goals like that for a very long time. I think the one that probably sticks in my mind is Alisson to Salah against United, and I think again it might have been Alisson to Salah against Arsenal or something like that as well, but it was really good. We had some really positive performances last night. But for me, I'm not going to say it all comes down to Newcastle, but we need to keep the momentum going. You know, Everton are languishing in the bottom half of the table, potentially could get relegated. We've got a big game against Newcastle on Saturday night, and it's one of those where if we win that, then yeah, it's a turning point, and we're a little bit more on course on getting that top four. I think we've got a game in hand against Newcastle as well, so obviously if we beat them, it takes it down to 6 points that were behind them, if I'm not wrong, and then obviously with the game in hand, potentially could be 3 points. So let's see what happens on Saturday before I start saying anything about any sort of turning point. For me though, guys, what would you do in the match against Newcastle? Midfield wise, I'm talking about, because obviously Henderson, Fabinho and Stefan played really well last night, but then we've got Newcastle, as I say, on Saturday, and then we've got Real Madrid on Wednesday. So for me, I could see Keita coming in against Newcastle and probably resting Henderson maybe, and then throwing Henderson back in again against Real Madrid. Do we see more of Jota? Do we rest Gakpo or someone like that? Do we see a bit more of Bobby? You know, do Bobby and Jota both play with Salah against Newcastle and take out Darwin, take out Gakpo? For me, I'd probably keep them both in. You know, they had a really good game. You know, Darwin was actually got his head up and, you know, made the assist for Salah. Gakpo was really well as a false nine, holding the ball up, got his goal. So I think it'd be a bad time to take them both out of the team, but we do have to think about the Real Madrid game at the same time. So it's a tough one, but that's why Jurgen's paid the big bucks and not me. It's not my decision to make. I don't know what I'd be doing with it, in all fairness. But positive result, guys. We're going in the right direction. Let's see what happens against Newcastle. And yeah, I think that's it for my match review, guys. I don't really have much more to say on it. I'm not going to do any player ratings or anything like that because it's a bit late now, I think, and you've probably all seen everybody else's takes on it. But one last thing I will say is I've had a few people asking me about these visitors that came last night. For me, I've not seen anything. People are going about naming names that are there, but the only person I saw that was there was Will Ferrell. And in all fairness, that don't mean nothing to me about anything to do with the ownership, because if I'm not wrong, he's visited a few games this weekend. He was at the Wrexham match. He was at the Man City game. Do you know? Is that because of the UEFA controversy that he was at the UEFA game? Do you know? I think it's just because obviously we know the club's up for sale, and when someone's there, everyone just automatically thinks it's something to do with the ownership. But I don't think it's anything to do with the ownership, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe we've got someone in there that I've missed and that I've not seen or anything like that, you know. But let's wait and see on that, guys. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts about everything on the game last night and what would you do against Newcastle and Real Madrid. And I'll catch you in the next one.